the scale of deeds come down, and this measures your deeds. Yeah, this is where your intention and sincerity come into play. We ask Allah to accept your umrah as very heavy on the scale of deeds, inshallah, good deeds. And maybe you do a simple act, and it will, help somebody who's lost, or help push a wheelchair, or get water for someone, or whatever. You might not think much of it, but because of the sincerity, maybe Allah will bring it very heavy on the day. Imagine a prostitute is forgiven and enters Jannah just for giving water to an animal. So never underestimate a good deed, however small it may seem. And then, we're very thirsty by this stage. We go and we get the hold of the Prophet ﷺ, the water fountain of the Prophet ﷺ, we drink from that, inshallah. And one sip of this and we will never be thirsty again for eternity. And that's the kind of area where the Prophet's house would have been. It's all down there. And this is when they had the 3-year boycott. It was in this valley that they stayed. They were boycotted by the Quraysh, the tribe of the Prophet. That valley. Then went and told other jinns about it. So it's just the place where that took place. So the masjid itself is basically where Prophet had a meeting with the jinns, and he basically recited the Quran to them, and they found it. Yeah, we camped around here. He prayed, prayed Maghrib here, and he made dua, and it was accepted. So. Sometimes you can get
at the top there right now.
And further down.
Yeah, you can see people actually walking.
Yeah. Cave is right at the top.
Yes, brother.
Just chilled in Mina, right? So the 11th, 12th. But now there's because the other route is blocked. So it's about around there behind. You can't really see it anymore. If you want VIP hotels in Mina, then there's that option.
Them.
There. That's there. Yeah. If you don't... He brings him up to there, and then he's about to make the sacrifice, and then Allah replaces it with a ram. Right, boundaries of Mina. Others say this is the actual place that Ibrahim alayhi salam came to sacrifice Ismail alayhi salam. Yeah, we don't know for sure. Obviously, this is thousands of years ago. The whole army, along with elephants, to come and destroy the Kaaba. Alright, that kind of area, not the exact area, but it's called Wadi Muhassar. Around it, you'd have rugs inside. You'd have your sacrifice. You cut or shave your hair, and then you're out of ihram. And then you've got the tawaf inside. We decide to do that. And then you come back. Arafah has the temporary tents because you're only there for a few hours. You need a bit of shade from the made like this wall. Got the top engineers of the time, and they basically had water between the wall and the mountain. So they constructed it whereby they were extracting the water from the wells along the way. So this is known as Nahar Zubaydah or Ain Zubaydah, meaning the canal or the spring of Zubaydah. So Zubaydah rahimahullah, she was the wife of a famous Khalifa, Harun al-Rashid. Sweetness of Iman. So we're very blessed in that sense. Yes, and he said the one in Surah Al-Ma'idah, part of ayah number 3. Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa walking route to Muzdalifah. It's a long walk, it's about 2.5, 3 hours walk. Most people take the coach anyway. No Islam without the Prophet ﷺ, right? So for them it was like, what do we do now? The last sermon of the Prophet ﷺ was delivered. So it's the last sermon, a lot of people have it in their house and stuff. This is where it was delivered.
Awesome.
So actually all this part of the masjid is actually outside of the boundary of Arafah. But as in all the masjids in the Hajj sites, they're actually only open on the day of Hajj. On the days of Hajj. On his camel, all the way through to Maghrib. Yep. You have a train service that serves the Hajj sites. So you have in Arafah, Muzdalifah, Mina train stations. But most of the kind of tent structures you can see ahead of you. So it's basically like a huge marquee. You got the tent structures, which normally they take down, but this year they've left these up because it's a key large marquee. You'd have your rugs, maybe even some sofas and beds, and you're basically relaxing there and making as much dua and dhikr of Allah as you can. Rasulullah said the best thing that I myself and the prophets before me said on this day is La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. The khutbah, you can either hear it or it's given in the tent, and then is your time, to shine, so to speak. Your time to make dua. Here is disheveled, you're not grooming, etc. And you've come out here in the middle of the desert for what reason? And of course Allah. So initially this was where our studies, the Arabic and then the degree, the masters, was done here. Now it's not only the Islamic subjects that are studied here. You have normal faculties and that are here as well. You have medicine, engineering, dentistry, everything is studied here as well. They've already got one functioning on the way to Medina. So this is the newer one that they're planning to build, inshallah. And this is where a lot of the imams of the Haram live. So you have like Sheikh Sudais and others, all the imams of the Haram. Most of them live in this area. It's like an affluent area, villas and rajihi. If you've ever seen on the Iman channel, sometimes they have, when the Adhan is going on, they will show this masjid. So it's one of the largest masjids in Makkah, but it's actually not a historic masjid. Yeah, there's no historic masjid, there's no significance of.
If you guys are in Makkah, do come and check him out. Honestly, right? Sure. This brother, honestly, is like a book and a visual in one. Akhi, can you tell us, for those people, it's a question for myself, by the way, who are contemplating, who are hesitant to come to this beautiful city for Umrah, what advice could you give them?
Do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. Those that have the opportunity, you have been personally invited by Allah. Do not turn your back on this invitation from Allah under any circumstances. Do put everything on hold and come, because you will not regret it. Would you regret it?
No.
Yep. So this is, you've been invited by Allah to His house. Okay, if you're invited by someone famous to their house or palace, a king or prime minister or president or famous footballer or whatever, you wouldn't hesitate, right? You'd go. This is Allah's house, and when you come here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you whatever you want. So come here, make the most of it, inshallah, and you won't regret it.
Jazakallah khair.